What did he mean when he said that Speaker Johnson is dead on arrival?
So look, he actually addressed this right in his speech, in his remarks. Yesterday, he went right to it and talked about how his idea basically was dead on arrival, the Speaker's idea. He actually talked about it, and he said he reiterated what the Speaker said about the SCOTUS reforms announcement, and then he said that his idea was dead on arrival. So I would just refer you to the President himself and how he addressed this directly during his remarks when he was at LBJ Library.
So he misspoke.
I don't think he misspoke. I think he cleared what he meant specifically so people understood. I would not say he misspoke. I think
initially when he said, I think that's what he is.
Look, let's be very clear. He spoke while he landed, after we landed, getting off the Air Force One, and he gets shouted questions, and he responded. He just wanted to be really clear what he meant by dead on arrival. You've been there. You know how it happens. He goes back and forth. People can't really hear him. Sometimes he can't hear you all, and that is something he wanted to make sure he was clear on his statement. But that was always his intent when he answered that question.
Okay. Speaker Johnson said it's dead on arrival. And he is? How are you going to get this going?
Is this Supreme Court proposal just an election year gambit?
I will say this. I think if you read the Washington Post op-ed that the president put out yesterday, if you listen to his speech, he was reacting to what SCOTUS has been doing over the past couple of weeks, but certainly the last 2 years, starting from Dobbs and so many other important decisions that have come out of the Supreme Court. The Dobbs decision certainly was something that we talked about just 2 years ago, and he had a commission to take a look at the Supreme Court. He certainly appreciated the commission and what they did and the work that they've done. But when you have, a Supreme Court, and the president actually gave examples, right, of what the decision of immunity that they made recently, what that means for the president of the United States, and what we're seeing right now is not normal.
Last night, the president said he's been talking to the vice president about her potential running mate. Could you just explain how often they've been talking to each other and when's the last time they spoke?
So I'm going to be super careful, not going to speak to the running mate or anything like that. I'm not going to go beyond what the president shared. What I can say is and I have said this before, the president and the vice president talk regularly. They actually spoke about a day or two ago. They stay in touch, and that's going to continue as they not just because obviously the vice president is running, but that's going to continue because, as I said, she's a critical partner in what they do, but they do speak regularly.